This is footage of an elephant that was poisoned by poachers, probably for its tusk. But not just elephants are in danger. Rhinos and many other species are brutally hunted or sold alive to extinction for money. With a yearly value of up to $20 billion, the illegal wildlife trade is the fourth largest crime in the world, behind drug dealing, human trafficking, and counterfeiting. This massive, illegal industry disrupts ecosystems and supports dangerous international networks. In this video, we'll explore the devastating impacts of poaching and learn what we can do to fight illegal wildlife trade. This video took a lot of time, and I would really appreciate it if you could click the like and subscribe button so that it gets suggested to more people. Thank you. What is poaching? Poaching is more than just hunting. It involves various illegal actions targeting wild species. This includes trapping or killing animals in ways that are both harsh and cruel. The motivation behind poaching is often driven by the demand for their products. They might be used in traditional medicine, where false beliefs about their healing properties drive the trade, but can also be sold as luxury items. In this video, we'll cover one of the main types of poaching, the wildlife product trade, which includes the illegal trafficking of animal parts such as ivory, rhino horns, and tiger skins. Some examples of the illegal wildlife product trade are well known, like the brutal poaching of rhinos or elephants, where poachers, due to the danger on the ground, often hunt from helicopters using guns or tranquilizer darts. Once the rhino or the elephant is dead or knocked out, they remove their horns or tusks with chainsaws in just 10 minutes. This brutal process often leaves fatal wounds, even if the animal survives at first. Additionally, in recent years, the trade of elephant skin and other body parts has risen in Southeast Asia. Besides rhinos and elephants, lions and tigers are also in great danger from poaching. They are both mainly hunted for their bones, teeth, claws, and skin. These items are highly desired in illegal wildlife trade and traditional medicine, even though there is no scientific support for their effectiveness. Poaching methods often involve cruel techniques like snares or poison, putting both species at serious risks. But I haven't even mentioned the most trafficked species yet: pangolins. Pangolins are shy, scaly animals found in Africa and Asia, and they are rapidly disappearing. All 8 species of pangolins are threatened due to habitat loss and poaching. These slow-moving creatures are easy targets for poachers, who can simply pick them up and place them in bags. Each year, up to 2.7 million pangolins are killed or sold alive, making them the most trafficked animals in the world. Even though they are protected in China, their meat and scales are still sold illegally. Here as well, some people wrongly believe that pangolin scales can cure illnesses, but they are made of the same material as our fingernails. But these species are just examples, and by far not everything sold on the illegal wildlife markets. But how are the products even traded? Many transactions take place in remote areas or via online platforms, making it difficult for authorities to track and shut them down. Even where markets are more visible, like certain street markets in Asia and Africa, the true scale of illegal wildlife trade remains hidden behind stalls. To take a closer look at the hidden market, where most species, especially body parts, are sold online, we can visit warehouses reported by CNN or The Atlantic. Every product was taken from an animal that once lived freely in the wild. Every tiger skin represents a tiger that would have otherwise now hunted in its natural habitat. And every rhino horn marks the death of a critically endangered rhino, cruelly killed in its own habitat. Topic number 3: the consequences of poaching. First of all, poaching leads to a sharp decline in animal populations, pushing many species towards extinction. For example, black rhinos are now critically endangered, and animals like the Javan and Sumatran rhinos are down to just a few dozen individuals that must be protected by armed soldiers. And this loss affects entire ecosystems, not just individual species. Animals play a key role in maintaining balance within their habitats. When species disappear, it can disrupt the food chain, leading to consequences like unchecked plant growth or the decline of animals that rely on these species for food. A zoologist at the University of Ibadan in Nigeria described pangolins as natural pest controllers. Their role in controlling insect populations is essential, and without them, pests could multiply, causing harm to crop and other plant life. Another example are tigers, which are listed as endangered. They play a key role by hunting herbivores like deer. This natural hunting controls the number of herbivores, benefiting the overall health of their habitats. And you could search for any other animal that is sold at wildlife markets and find out why they are improving their natural environment. That's because nature works that way. Every species, big or small, plays a role in holding the ecosystem together, with each having either a direct or indirect relationship with other species. Because of that, wildlife protection efforts are weakened, and conservation groups now have to deal with the extra issues caused by poaching and trafficking, which means they have less time and money for the important conservation work they are meant to handle. And as global connectivity grows, traffickers can more easily reach buyers worldwide, which increases the scale of the problem. What are measures to combat poaching, and do they really make a difference? There are many different efforts to fight poaching, mostly focused on protecting wildlife from illegal hunting. One major approach involves strengthening laws and increasing penalties for poachers. Governments and organizations have put stronger rules in place, and there are now harsher consequences for those caught engaging in poaching activities. Additionally, many countries have set up specialized anti-poaching units and increased patrols in protected areas to catch poachers in the act. Is that the solution to the problem? Wilderei reported the Kruger National Park in South Africa, which spends over $13.5 million per year on anti-poaching, having the most highly trained and dedicated anti-poaching force in Africa. Yet with all this money spent and all the effort, 504, 421, and 327 rhinos were poached in the national park in 2017, 2018, and 2019, respectively. Although the number of poached rhinos is decreasing each year, this is partly due to the fact that there are fewer and fewer rhinos left to poach, with their numbers showing an exponential decline in Kruger since 2011. Wilderei explains, "This underscores our point that if all the money spent on the massive, highly coordinated anti-poaching effort in Kruger cannot prevent the poaching of rhino, how much more difficult will it be to save elephant and rhino populations in other African countries that do not have access to this sort of funding?" And although the use of technology is helping, it's still not enough. Innovations such as satellite tracking, drones, and camera traps are becoming more common to monitor wildlife and catch poachers. However, despite these advancements, the problem goes on, and technology alone cannot solve it without stronger enforcement and more effective measures. Education and community involvement are important, but often fall short. Conservation organizations try to educate local communities about wildlife and the harms of poaching. They also work to involve local people in conservation and offer alternative ways to make a living, which is very important. To sum up, while these measures have led to some successes, such as the reduction of poaching in certain areas and increased awareness, challenges remain and poaching continues to be a significant threat due to high demand for wildlife products and limited resources for enforcement. Overall, while the efforts to stop poaching are making a difference, continued and increased measures are necessary to effectively combat the issue and ensure the protection of wildlife for the future. Now comes the most important topic: what you can do to help stop wildlife poaching. One of the most impactful ways to fight poaching is not supporting the illegal wildlife trade. Avoid purchasing items made from endangered animals, such as ivory, rhino horn, tiger skins, and so on. Ensure that what you're buying is not contributing to the exploitation of wild species. Spread awareness about the issue of wildlife poaching. Share information, articles, or videos like this one about the impacts of it and the importance of wildlife conservation. What are your thoughts on poaching? Let's discuss in the comments, but remember to stay friendly and objective. Thank you for watching.